What's up, nerds? Welcome to the DNA Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Daring, and alongside me this week is Cameron Kaglick and Brian Anderson. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Almost got us all here this week.
It'll happen.
Do you realize how long we've been doing this and we still haven't had everybody in the same room together?
One day, right?
One day. One day. What's everyone doing? Good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I'm good.
Alright, we're going to get all this crap out of the way. If you didn't know, this is the official podcast of the DNA Network. If you're watching on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Check out all of our other content that we've been creating. It's going up every day, so make sure you check it out. Leave a comment below and let us know how we're doing. If you want our show on the go, head over to iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and the Xbox Store and download the MP3. Like the Digital Nerd Advocates on Facebook, join our awesome community group, follow us on Twitter at the DNA Network, check out our store on Redbubble, and buy some cool stuff. Remember, you can find all of our content on digitalnerdadvocates.com as well. With all that out of the way, what we've been playing, Brian?
So, I mean,
same stuff.
It's the same rotation.
Yeah.
Fallout when I'm playing by myself, and like Call of Duty Battlefront when I'm playing with other people.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing Persona, but I haven't really played anything in like a few days just because I've been so busy doing other stuff. But
I know we haven't played Diablo in like a week.
Wow, it's sad, really.
So I got you up to what, 70, like Paragon, whatever.
Yeah, I think I'm like Paragon 56 or 57
and that took like
or something.
just like an hour or two.
Yeah,
didn't take very long.
We got Joey all the way up there too within one night. So.
Yep.
Cameron, play anything? Watch anything? Do anything fun? Besides edit video all day.
I haven't played anything recently. I mean, maybe a tiny bit of Battlefront. That's probably it for me.
Yeah. I don't know. Games just are like, it's slow. It's slow this time of year. There's nothing new coming out, really.
No,
except
I mean,
for, like,
most people are still playing like what they got
for
during
Christmas,
the big releases. So
yeah.
Like I haven't even opened Tomb Raider yet.
Yeah.
Like that's just I'm waiting. I'm gonna beat Fallout first.
Game of the year 2015.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I mean I haven't played it yet. I mean I know you speak pretty highly of it, but
I mean
I'm really like
the types of games you like to play. I know it probably won't be your game of the year, but it's still really good.
I loved the first one of the reboot. I don't remember what it was called. The first Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
It was just Tomb Raider. There was no sub. Yeah, that one was like fantastic. So I have very high expectations for this one, but I mean I got to get through Fallout first, and you know how I play those games.
Yeah.
I have to do like everything that you
got to pick up all the plates and store them in a room.
Yeah. I'm trying to get like all the all the power armor. Like it takes me. Some people are like, oh, you think you put 100 hours in? I'll put like 300 hours in. Yeah. So I will do everything you can do in that game.
I bet you're still not using dog meat, are you?
No, I don't use dog meat.
Sad.
You don't even know who the other like followers are, so you only got dog meat, I'm sure.
I know.
No, I do not use dog meat.
I know.
I just use most of them to carry my extra shit though anyways.
Yeah.
And then like I'll go to a place and just tell them to stay back, just chill, and then just carry all my heavy shit.
Yeah.
Carry my fat man until I get someone that I can't kill, and then I just grab it off him and nuke him.
Yeah. I'd tell you where I was in Persona, but you'd probably laugh at me.
I don't know much about the game.
Yeah. Well, I beat the first dungeon, but now the biggest issue I have is which girl character is my character going to date? Is it going to be Chie? Or is it going to be Yukiko?
I don't know, but I would go with Yukiko.
Yeah.
Like that sounds like a safe bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chie's crazy.
Oh, then go with that.
She's really crazy.
Yeah. I didn't know that was an option. I mean, I thought that was like, I never had a problem with that.
Yeah.
And like Mass Effect and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, she's crazy though. We're going to move into some news bits.
Gamer problems, you know?
Yeah, I know. A new photo released from Batman v Superman shows the Darkseid logo, meaning that Doomsday may not be the biggest bad after all. Darkseid may play a bigger role later in the DC Cinematic Universe.
No, just because they're showing the logo, it could just mean like at the end. It could be an after the trailer.
Yeah, or it could just be the Justice League
Or it could just be like a hidden logo in the movie. He might not be in it at all, but You figured when they showed because they showed Doomsday like just straight up in the trailer, so you kind of were hoping maybe there'd be more like, oh, maybe there is a dark side showing, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it. I think it could just be like a hidden, or like I said, like an after the trailer, because you know how much they love to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. What do you think, Cameron?
Well, the picture that they're talking about is a concept art. It's not even like a real photo from the movie, so that's why it's just like, that's what I've been speculating that those weird sequences in the trailers are, where it's like post-apocalyptic and there's like demons flying in the skies. Like that's because that's supposed to be a throwback or like a reference to Darkseid and the apocalypse world. So I don't know. I honestly just expected. I assumed that Darkseid was going to come in at Justice League because he's like the biggest, baddest thing that could come. That they would all need to come together and do something about that. So I always assumed he was going to come in at one point anyway. I'm just curious as to who's going to play him now. That's what I'm really curious about. Because Josh Brolin as Thanos is like, okay. But I wonder who's going to play Darkseid. Because I think he's a little more hardcore than Thanos is portrayed in the Marvel movies so far.
Well, I mean, we haven't really... I mean, Thanos has been in it just a little bit. I think he's going to eventually be a badass, I hope. But it could be a reveal kind of like that. You know, they barely showed Thanos. They just showed him at the end of... What movie did they show him? Was it
wasn't he at the end of the Avengers?
The first Avengers where he just turns his head. It
Yeah,
could be something like that.
One, he's like trying to. He's like, I'll do this myself or something. Was that Age of Ultron or was that Ant-Man? No, Ant-Man.
No, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Like he had a speaking role in Guardians and stuff. So.
No, I know, but
Then
this was
the
like
end-
the
the
end
end.
credits scene.
Age of Ultron, that's when he did the whatever the fuck.
Oh, I think that's when with the Infinity Glove.
He's like, I'll just do it myself or whatever.
Thank you. Yeah, so, but Darkseid is, like you said, he's a little more, I think, hardcore than Thanos is. So, I wouldn't throw him into the movie yet, though. You know, I don't want him to be. I don't want him to be in this movie.
Yeah,
I
really don't think he's gonna be.
I don't either, but you know how people will speculate. You got to start it off, and you can't just throw the biggest bad right into the first movie. That would be a bad idea.
Yeah. Moving on, PlayStation Plus games have been revealed for February, Helldivers and Nom Nom Galaxy for PS4. Helldivers is probably awesome. It's like top-down hardcore Destiny.
I've heard of Helldivers and stuff. I don't know what Nom Nom Galaxy is.
I don't either, but I know a lot of people like.
So I'm not going to be... I mean, they're free, but I don't want them.
Yeah.
I mean, Helldivers, I'll probably check out. I always check out
Helldivers. Helldivers looks cool.
Yeah,
I literally almost bought that game last week to play with friend of show Matthew Keel and some other guys from Nerd Overdrive. Like they've been telling me to get it, and I almost bought it, but now that it's free, I'm like,
might as well pick it up, right?
I'm glad I didn't pay $20 for it. But Nom Nom Galaxy sounds really stupid.
I don't know, it could be sweet. I mean, I don't know what it is. It does sound kind of dumb.
Yeah. Star Wars Battlefront announced the first season pass DLC, including Cloud City and the Death Star as maps, as well as some unspecified heroes and weapons. Free content coming with this update as well as nerfs to certain characters.
Yeah, they put out like 2 skins for like Luke and Han.
Yeah, it was like the
Hoth one, so it kind of, But I know that, just off the top of my head, I know that they nerfed Boba Fett a little bit and Han. Their damage won't, drop off, I think, is... Because before you could shoot like all the way across the map with them, and now you can't do that. Boba Fett's wrist rocket doesn't lock on, things like that.
That's kind of, like, I understand the range thing, but I don't understand taking, like, kind of the main draw of them to, like, especially since he's a hero, like, his wrist rocket doesn't lock on anymore. That's kind of...
Yeah. What are you going to do? I haven't been playing the game that much lately anyway, so.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm really excited. I like hearing the Cloud City thing. That's the one thing that really sticks out to me. I'd love to play the Cloud City map. Death Star, I remember they had that in Battlefront 2, so it's like,
I think that's why they brought it back, was a little throwback to Battlefront 2. I wasn't blown away by the level then, but, it could look a lot sweeter now.
Yeah,
but the Cloud City one also.
Yeah.
Since we really haven't been there before in games too much, so that could be cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember being like, oh shit, it's Cloud City.
Yeah.
So that could be exciting.
You guys matched today, by the way.
That's
Almost.
Well, I'm green and he's not.
He's like the dark version of you. He's got the black beanie. You've got the color thing going on.
It's a color scheme, is what it is.
Yeah. You're like the evil one though, because you've got the beard.
He's got the stash.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'm
This
growing,
one-
I'm growing this thing out too. I'm gonna see how far I can take it. I need to start putting some oil in it.
this one is super exciting.
If you say so. I already know which one you're gonna read. I know you're excited about it.
A dramatic reading
Yep.
of Space Jam. Second week in a row, Space Jam's come up on the
Space Jam's
podcast.
getting a lot of love right now.
Before the NBA All-Star Game,
Yep.
including Bill Murray and Michael Jordan, set to read.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I'm not excited about this at all. Like, I guess they're trying to get like. Why don't they bring LeBron out there?
Who thought this was a good idea?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like,
I thought this was a good idea.
I mean, it's not going to draw in non-basketball fans, is it? Like,
No.
I mean, I know a lot of people who listen to the show aren't really, like, some of them are sports fans, but not all of them. I'm like,
Well, I'm a sports crazy fanatic, and I'm a Space Jam fanatic, and I don't want to see this at the All-Star game.
yeah. I don't know. I think it's stupid. Do you like Space Jam?
I haven't seen it in an extremely long time, and I don't remember a thing about it, so I couldn't give a good goddamn.
The Monstars, you remember the Monstars? Oh my goodness.
I don't
What
know
a-
what the fuck he's talking about.
The aliens that they play basketball against.
That was their team name.
Oh,
I don't
Monstars.
remember anything about that movie.
Cameron, you're killing me.
I've
You're the
seen-
only person that didn't automatically say, "Oh, Space Jam, I love that movie."
I do. I remember having a good time with it, but I
Everybody, when you say Space Jam, oh, I love Space Jam.
I know.
You're the only one. You're the first.
We're gonna do a movie commentary of Space Jam.
whatever.
I could do that.
In my personal favorite news story this week,
I figured it would be.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutants in Manhattan has officially been announced by Platinum Games and Activision, bringing our heroes in a half shell to current-gen consoles. But sorry, Wii U.
Does that surprise you?
No.
It surprises me a little bit.
Makes me upset.
You would
but
think
it
that
doesn't-
this game would go to the Wii U.
Well, see, it would have surprised me, but except for the fact that the Transformers game that came out, which is essentially the same game, it's just Transformers,
Yeah.
didn't come to Wii U either. So, I mean, that's the one thing, that's why it doesn't surprise me, is because Transformers didn't, and Activision doesn't really like Wii U.
What do you think? It's just not worth their time to even put it out on that system because no one's going to buy it anyways?
Yeah, I mean, this is just another sign to me that Wii U is done and NX is coming.
Yeah, they're not even putting I'm not saying this game's going to, like, just blow off the shelves,
Yeah,
but
and the only reason why Skylanders came to Wii U this year is because they made a deal with Nintendo to make an Amiibo Skylander combo.
Yeah, if you can't get an amiibo out of it, Wii U wants nothing to do with it. I've
Yeah.
noticed.
Yeah.
The only thing, and that's probably where they're making their money.
Yeah.
Not in games.
Well, yeah.
I almost call them stupid, but I do have some. But they're probably making it in the amiibos.
Yeah.
More so than the games themselves.
Yeah, and like the games that require Amiibo, or don't require, but use Amiibo are starting to come with Amiibo. I mean, you saw Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah.
Zelda in April is coming with Wolf Link Amiibo. Animal Crossing came with Amiibo. So like, their games are starting to come with Amiibo, which means I have no doubt Amiibo are going to be continuing on NX.
I think you're gonna see. Yeah,
And-
that's gonna be their thing.
I mean, that'd be cool if Ninja Turtles had Ninja Turtle Amiibo.
That's what I'm saying. You do a Ninja Turtle amiibo, and then you tell me
Gosh.
somebody wouldn't buy that.
Could you imagine getting Ninja Turtle Amiibo and then putting them in Smash Brothers or something? Oh, that'd be awesome.
Man, that sounds cool. Like, if they did stuff like that, if Nintendo did stuff like that, I'm not saying that exactly,
Yeah.
but something similar, I would
they're trying. They did the Cloud. They're having a Cloud Amiibo and he's in Smash, and they're doing the Bayonetta Amiibo thing.
Yeah,
But
it's not enough.
no.
They're not doing enough for me. Like, I'm not buying games. I mean, I might buy Xenoblade.
Yeah.
That's it.
Xenoblade is good though.
That's what you
borrow
tell
it.
me, yeah.
I'll let you borrow it. I mean, it's not worth you buying it now if you're not. I mean, you might as well just borrow it.
Yeah, I'll just borrow it.
We do have a question about this, though. Joe Crota? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not Crota.
I'm pretty sure it's not either.
But that's what we're calling him, though.
Yeah. Joe Crota. What do you want from this TMNT game? There are rumors that it is open world multiplayer. What are your thoughts?
Do you have thoughts on this? I mean, like,
I mean,
Turtles games for me are very, like, because we grew up playing these games together, and they were all like, you know, the side-scrolling kind of. So like, part of me wants it to be like that, but that's clearly not going to work this day and age.
Yeah.
Like you need, like, and we talked about this I think a couple weeks ago. Like every game's like open world now. Every game has to be open world. So that could be cool. I don't know how you do it in a Turtles game. It should be multiplayer. Every Turtles game should be multiplayer.
Yeah, I want it to be multiplayer. That's the big thing for Turtles. I want it to be multiplayer, and if it's not, then like.
I mean, it will be.
That's the point of Turtles, though. There's 4 of them. There's always 4 of them. They're always together. Yeah. It needs to be at least 2-player, if not 4-player co-op online something. But
well, hopefully there's some like even some couch co-op to it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't really think it's going to be that open world. I think it's going to be like it's going to be maybe the world is open, but it's going to be very linear in the path.
Yeah, the story is going to be there's going to be like a direct route to where you need to go. But I wish they'd have some sort of throwback to the old ones. Yeah. Every time that's the kind of Turtles game that I want to play. Like I'd rather play an old one versus the newer ones that they've come out with recently.
Yeah.
Even like the Nintendo one. I'd rather play that.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's a Turtles game.
Yeah.
But clearly they have to adapt, so I don't think it's going to be like The Witcher world-wise, you know what I mean? Like, not that much going on out there.
What are your thoughts there, Cameron? Do you care about this game at all?
I'm kind of interested in it, but it's Turtles, so I can't really say I'm like going out of my mind.
So let me say, he doesn't like the Turtles and he doesn't like Space Jam.
No, he likes Turtles.
I love Turtles.
All right, cool. Oh my goodness.
I love Turtles, but I don't know. I've never been like blown away by a Turtles game yet. Because you guys rave about Turtles in Time, but I don't think I've ever actually played it, so I don't know.
And you got to play like not the Xbox, the one that they brought back. You got to play like the old.
Yeah, when we get that Retron 5 and hook it up, we'll have to all just sit down.
Oh heck yeah, we grew up on that game.
Oh my gosh, that was literally the only game we played. That, and then when you'd come over, we'd play the Genesis version, which is almost essentially the same game, but with just little minor changes. And
I think that's the one I played.
Hyperstone
Heist. They're pretty close, but
it's a pretty underrated Turtles game, Hyperstone Heist. Everybody always talks about Turtles in Time, and everybody forgets that Genesis had that equally.
Turtles in Time was the best. I mean, there's no argument.
But out this week, Final Fantasy Explorers for 3DS. Yeah, looks okay. Looks kind of like Bravely Default, but not as good. Lego Marvel's The Avengers, The Witness, which looks really good. Oh my gosh, The Witness looks awesome. Rise of the Tomb Raider on PC.
Your game of the year, right?
Thank God it's coming to something other than Xbox. Like, I'm so tired of hearing that Tomb Raider didn't sell, and I'm glad it's coming to another console or another thing finally, and then PS4 this fall. But
Tomb Raider's gonna sell eventually. I
think once they sell like a quote unquote Game of the Year edition in the fall, or like, the greatest hits version or whatever, where they include all the DLC and whatever on PS4, I think it'll sell fine.
Yeah, it'll be good.
And then the Division beta comes out this weekend, which
I didn't get in, so I'm kind of bummed.
You didn't get in?
No.
It's open.
Still?
Yeah, it's an open beta. You should be able to sign up on Ubisoft's website and download it.
I'll check it out.
But all right, I don't think we need to take a break today.
No.
But our topic of the week, big movies of 2016. Last week we talked about games with Joey. This week, Cameron's our movie guy. So, we're going to talk about the big movies of 2016, some of which have already come out. But I'm just going to run down the list real quick. The Revenant, Deadpool, X-Men Apocalypse, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Ghostbusters, 10 Cloverfield Lane, London Has Fallen, Warcraft, TMNT, Independence Day, Resurgence, Zoolander, Star Trek Beyond, and Rogue One.
You know what I noticed when you look at this giant list? It's not a giant list, but this list that you've come out with is that this is clearly the time of the nerd. If you look at how many of these movies are based off comics or video games, I think it's just a great time to be a nerd.
Assassin's Creed is also supposed to come out.
I know. I mean, it's just if you look at this list, that's what I don't know how many you had on there, but at least 75% of those or
Yeah.
comic books or video games?
Yeah, let's look. TMNT, Warcraft, Ghostbusters, Doctor Strange, Captain America, Suicide Squad, Batman, X-Men, Deadpool are all comic book movies.
And let's face it, Star Trek isn't exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a.
Yeah, and then
I love Star Trek and I love Star Wars too, but
Yeah.
it's just.
Movies we don't care about. Zoolander, I don't care about.
I'm sure there are
It's about-
some people out there
It's
who would
about,
do that,
what, 10 years too late?
but I have no interest at all. The first one, it has its moments. It's okay. I would never be like, I want to watch Zoolander, So I had no interest in that one.
Yeah. Cameron, we'll start with you. Since there are probably some movies you're interested in that aren't on this list, I'm sure. Because you kind of like some of the indie movies and the smaller movies that...
Yeah, well, as of late with post-Avengers, like Marvel movies have kind of been disappointing me a lot lately, so I've been way more looking forward to indie films the past several years. This one on the list here, I've already seen The Revenant, which was incredibly good, and I hope it wins a few Oscars. It definitely deserves it. Tom Hardy deserves the
I've
Oscar.
heard fantastic things. I've had a couple people who saw
It's
it before it
extremely
was out.
brutal.
Yeah, I hear the scene with the bear is...
It just never ends.
That's exactly how they put it. Exactly. It's just like it just seemed like it was never going to end. So it sounds like a great movie. I'm a big Leo fan, so
He's not going to win the Oscar, but he's good in it.
he's never going to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But
And Deadpool, it's like a funny. It looks like a good breaking the mold kind of movie because comic book movies have been, I don't know, with the Disney whole like infusing humor into all their movies. I feel like it's a little overbearing and like Ant-Man I felt like was a little bit too much humor and kind of bugged me. But
I think this is going to be a different kind
but
of
Deadpool
humor.
with it being in a different studio and it being Ryan Reynolds and like I really am looking forward to the fourth wall breaking stuff. That's the stuff I like Deadpool the most for. So that's the stuff I'm looking forward to. X-Men Apocalypse, I don't know, balls are up in the air. I don't really know how to feel about that one just yet. Batman v Superman, though, I'm extremely excited for. I've been excited for Batman v Superman ever since the beginning, to be honest. And after this most recent TV spot with Ben Affleck, and he's talking like Bruce Wayne, it's like, fuck. There's a couple YouTuber comments that made me laugh because they're saying things like, fuck, Ben Affleck is playing Bruce Wayne better than Bruce Wayne is. Like, it is true. He's like eating the shit out of playing Bruce Wayne because he's wanted to play him his whole life, and I can't wait to see him playing the character. And Suicide Squad, I was excited from the beginning, and this new trailer like makes me even more excited for it because
That trailer was awesome.
I know, like it makes the movie look like really fun and interesting at the same time, and
A lot of people are saying this might be DC's Guardians.
yeah,
Type movie.
that's why I kind of got the same feel too. But I have a feeling that I like Suicide Squad a lot more than Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I did think Guardians of the Galaxy was great like the first two times, but after that it was kind of like, I don't know, you've already heard the punchline, so I can't really enjoy it as much the third time around. Civil War looks interesting, but like I said before on a podcast, it just I want to see the Civil War storyline told a different way than what they're obviously going to be doing in this movie. But whatever, I mean, it still looks cool. I've never been disappointed with Captain America movies. I don't know, the rest of these. Ghostbusters, I think, is the one that sticks out to me. I really want to know how that's going to be. Ghostbusters. All they have is posters and shit.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't shown anything yet, but the cast that they've put together is funny. They are hilarious. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. It could be, I mean, if anything, I'm not saying it's going to be a great movie and as iconic as the first, but it will be funny.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I don't think it's something I'm going to see in theaters, but it is a movie I want to see it. Because,
It's interesting,
Yeah.
for sure.
I guess the other one that sticks out to me is one I could give two shits about is London Has Fallen. I really never saw the first one, whatever the fuck it was, and I really couldn't give a shit about the second one, honestly. It's like,
Olympus Has Fallen was the first one?
yeah, I just really don't
Well,
care.
I mean, I saw it on Netflix, but, yeah.
Never interested in wanting to watch it.
I was like,
Action movie.
this is okay. It's one of those action movies where, like, you watch it and you just want to see people get killed and stuff blow up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Warcraft is one, I don't know. I remember I was excited about it at first, even though I've never played the games before.
I never played them either.
But just because of the director, I like the director a lot. He did this movie back in 2009 called Moon with Sam Rockwell, and it was an incredibly good movie, great, really good sci-fi indie film. So I was interested in seeing what he was going to do with this, but then I saw the trailer.
Yeah, because they showed it during Star Wars.
Yeah, and then I was like,
it does not look very
It
good.
looks like a really bad Lord of the Rings ripoff.
Close up, the orcs look really good, but then far away, they look really fake, and it's like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to get behind that. Yeah. And I loved Cloverfield. That's one that sticks out to me too. I love the first Cloverfield, and I remember them talking about it for years and years and years.
Yeah, so
like, is there gonna be a sequel? And then I saw this trailer, and I was like, I jumped out of my seat.
And I think they finally said this is not a sequel. It's more of like a blood relative.
Wasn't the first one like found footage?
It was like a found footage. You know, they were at a party and like all of a sudden like these behemoth monster, I think it was just one, come and like you never really see it, the monster,
until
but
like the very end.
Until the very end. This one I think is more. You know, John Goodman is in a. It was originally called The Cellar. That's what it was called originally. And after they did it, then they just like realized that how closely I guess it was to Cloverfield or something, or while they were doing it, so they changed the name. But it's kind of the same premise. But he's underground. He finds this girl who got injured in a car accident, takes her in, so she thinks she's been captured. But I think it takes place in the same time in the same like world that this is going on. And because they never actually go outside of the cellar. And I don't know if I'm sure you've seen the trailer.
Yeah, I've watched it a few times.
Yeah. She because she's eventually going to go out, so I'm sure it's like the post of after that. Like if Cloverfield was the main event when they first come out, this is going to be maybe like a week after. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be time after.
I feel like it might even take place directly after. Because at the end of Cloverfield, it was never resolved.
That's true. So it's and they said it's not a sequel, but it's a blood. I mean, it's clearly Cloverfield.
Yeah.
It's not shot in found footage though, but. It looks like a really good thriller.
Yeah, the trailer had a really intense vibe.
I felt, it was very intense. I'm very excited for that movie too. So
there's one on that list that that isn't on that list, and I'm really excited for it. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called The Witch. It's coming out into February 26th, I think. That's that's one movie I'm like the most excited for this entire year. It's a really cool looking indie film from A24, and it looks like disturbing and stuff, but those are the kind of films I go into.
Yeah, I hope it's good because horror movies, aren't really what they used to be. So hopefully it can do something. I have a couple that aren't on that list I'm gonna talk about, but
and that producing studio does a lot of good movies. Like they recently did Room, and they did Tusk, which I really liked, and Under the Skin, which is incredible. So I'm really looking forward to The Witch. It's like my most anticipated movie.
Yeah.
I mean, based purely on that list, he already spoke about The Revenant, and I haven't seen it, but I've had people who have, and the trailer, and I love Leo and Tom Hardy, and that looks really intense, and I've heard about the bear scene so many times, and I don't know if I'd be able to watch it, but that movie looks really good. Deadpool, I'm really excited about. I've always liked Deadpool. He has that crude, messed up, sense of humor. I'm glad that it's rated R.
The way they're marketing that movie is hilarious.
I'm glad that it's rated R, and it's not going to be, because if this was a PG-13 movie, it would be awful. It would be an embarrassment to Deadpool, and the fact that they made it R gives it a shot.
Yeah, which means, and now that Deadpool's rated R, they're talking about the next Wolverine possibly being rated R.
I mean, I think
moving forward,
just because it has the word comic book and that it's a comic book movie, it doesn't mean that it's for kids.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and now Warner Brothers is talking about doing a Killing Joke movie, and that could be rated R, which would totally change the DC
that would have
universe.
To be rated R if that was going to be any good.
Yeah,
which is kind of a bummer because from the beginning I kind of thought that maybe Suicide Squad could be rated R, but
that one I agree. That one could go either way, and the fact that it's PG-13, it could still be good.
Yeah.
It would be better if it was R, because with these type of people that you got together, they're not going to be PG-13 friendly. Mm-hmm. If you want to be as realistic as you can about a guy who can shoot fire out of his hand.
Yeah.
But they're not going to. I would have loved to have seen that as rated R. X-Men, I don't know.
I loved First Class, and I love...
The thing that is upsetting is because now that I have such a man crush on Poe, Oscar Isaac, he's the guy playing Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to see it, but I don't know. Like
I loved First Class.
First Class was awesome. Did you like the
Days of Future
Days
Past?
of Future
I
Past?
did. I liked Days of Future Past. Not as good as First Class.
I don't know.
but
It just didn't do it for me.
See, I mean, that's kind of like a movie they had to do though, because there's so many continuity issues.
Well, and that's
where they want to go, they can just tell the stories they want to now without having to worry about the continuity.
Yeah, and that's exactly why they did that movie, but that doesn't mean that I had to like it. Well,
Yeah.
you know, so that one's a toss-up. It could be really good, it could be bad. Batman and Superman, I am so excited for. I don't know how you couldn't be if you're a fan of. I mean, I don't really like Superman myself, but
yeah, me and him have this conversation all the time. I think the way Superman is portrayed in movies, he's a dumb character.
I hate how they do him in movies.
And like, I don't really remember Man of Steel all that much. I need to go back and watch it. But like,
We've been playing it on TV a whole bunch lately.
But like, the old Christopher Reeves movies and Superman Returns, like I think Superman is too powerful. He doesn't have any weakness. He doesn't have like.
He does have a weakness.
Oh, let's throw green rocks at him, see him fall down. Okay.
I mean, he has a weakness. I'm not saying it was. It's a great story, but
I'm just saying like, okay, I've been watching Supergirl on TV, and like, as okay as that show is, like the way her power, like she can actually drain her powers, and like she has to quote unquote recharge without even getting close to kryptonite. Because the way she uses her power, she drains herself of the power, and she has to wait like a day, and she's actually human for like a day before she can do all of her super shit again.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. That's nothing like the character.
I'm just saying.
He just
Superman.
shot that down. So dumb.
I'm just saying, Superman needs a weakness.
And he has
in
one.
the animated series, he had weaknesses.
I don't want to get into this right now, so let's just not.
All right, we'll go back. Suicide Squad. I will be seeing that.
Oh, that trailer was so good.
The trailer's fantastic. I think I love how they had Queen playing in it, and you finally get to see all the characters kind of in action versus. Just
I'm glad
like
they focus on all the characters
and
instead of just like Will Smith and Margot Robbie, like because those
even
are the two big.
even
names.
the joke. Oh, I mean, I think the Joker is really. That's what I want to see. I want to see how Jared Leto is going to portray this Joker.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I mean, he's a very. He's a figure that will draw you to this movie.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know anything about any of the other characters, I think people would go see it just for the Joker.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit. I mean, I like Deadshot, but I don't know if I like Will Smith playing it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I mean I think they just put him in this movie just for his name.
Yeah.
Jai Courtney playing Captain
Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang. He looks, I've liked him in other stuff, but I don't know if I'm crazy about Captain Boomerang himself. The El Diablo guy, the fire dude, the ninja. Like, I don't know a lot about those other people, but I do know about the Joker, and that's enough for me. And like Harley Quinn and stuff.
Killer Croc looks cool too.
Killer Croc
I'm
does
really
look
excited
cool.
to see him. He's always one of my favorite Batman characters.
I had a friend who, when that first Batman Arkham Asylum came out, like we had to get that game just because Killer Croc was in it, because he was so, and we sat there and we played it all night just so we'd get to Killer Croc. He wasn't my favorite, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it's portrayed. He actually doesn't get a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
I would say he probably got the least in the whole trailer. Was Killer Croc.
Yeah.
Or maybe Katana.
Yeah, Katana I think had one scene too.
Yeah.
That was it. Where was it? Oh yeah, Captain America. I think we've talked at lengths about that movie. That I think this will help get Marvel back on track, and it's going to start their next phase. This is going to be this movie right here. I think some people are finally going to get knocked off here because they really need to start killing off some characters, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to start doing it now. This would be the movie to start doing.
It's gonna be Tony. I think it's
Okay,
gonna
that's
be Iron Man.
that's ridiculous. So no.
Yeah.
I think he will eventually.
I still think it's gonna be Iron Man. I don't think it's gonna be Captain America. He's still under contract.
It won't be Captain America. I think they will. I think eventually they're going to kill off almost all of them. Eventually, but I don't know. It could be Tony. That would make the movie interesting if they did kill them all.
Yeah.
But I think this is because they really need something big after Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
That movie was, in my opinion, awful.
I think it's one of the worst Marvel movies.
I think it is the worst Marvel movie. And I thought, the second Thor one, what was that one called?
Dark
With,
World.
like, the elves and stuff? I
Yeah.
thought that one was pretty bad.
I think the Thor movies are weak. Both of them are pretty
I thought
weak.
the first one was okay. I mean,
Yeah.
it was alright. It wasn't great, but it was better than the second one.
Yeah. I actually used to think Iron Man 3 was the worst one, and then I went back and watched it because of the big twist. But if you actually go back and watch it, it's actually pretty
Yeah,
decent.
if you get over that,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people were upset about that, but Iron Man 3 wasn't. I thought Iron Man 2 was actually worse than Iron Man 3.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that one was pretty bad. Doctor Strange, I don't know a lot about the character, Doctor Strange itself, so I can't say I'm really. I mean, I'll probably see it, but I'm
I'm
not
sure it'll be
excited.
good. Benedict Cumberbatch is always good.
And then he's pretty much talked about the other ones, so I mean, Independence Day,
No.
no.
That movie looks stupid.
I love the first Independence Day
I love it
so
too, but
much.
does it need a sequel?
No, it did not need a sequel.
Does it need it 20 years later when people
No,
really
they
don't
did
know
not.
what Independence Day is anymore?
Well, then you need to learn some history, because this Independence Day is awesome, and I will go see it. It's happening. I have to see it. I mean, I have to see it. No, they did not need it, though. It did not need a sequel. I agree. It was kind of weird. Like, it kind of came out of nowhere. I'm like, what? They're doing another one? Some movies that aren't on that list that I wanted to talk about. Not that one. One was Jungle Book.
Oh yeah, Jungle Book.
You're not pumped for.
I haven't
for
seen
Jungle
anything
Book?
on
You
it.
haven't seen. I mean, the trailer actually is pretty impressive.
Isn't Jon Favreau directing that?
Yes, he is. He's from Iron Man, and he did a couple other movies like Chef.
Yeah, Chef.
There was one.
Is
There was
Beauty and the Beast coming out this year, or is that next year?
I don't know when that's coming out, but I know
think
my
it's-
girlfriend will.
I
want
know it's
go
supposed to
see that.
actually be like a musical this time. even though
I
I'm
think
not
it's
sure that's gonna
next
be.
year. I
Okay.
want to say it's next year.
Were you a fan of the first Conjuring? Did you like the first Conjuring?
I mean,
I actually really liked it.
I'm not a huge horror fan, but I thought it was done very well.
Well, the second one comes out this year. So I don't know.
I don't know. I watched the trailer and it's kind of like.
Yeah,
I feel like Annabelle kind of stained Conjuring.
Annabelle was bad. Like, I didn't think it was very good, and that kind of ruined what they could have done with like a second Conjuring by trying to do. Like, they were trying to obviously capitalize on how good this movie did. Like I said, there aren't a lot of good horror movies out there, so I think that's one of the reasons why it did so well. Is because it was a pretty good horror movie, and there haven't been a lot. So, second one comes out of that. I don't know if you're going to be excited. You didn't talk about Finding Dory. I know you might not be crazy about animated movies.
No, I love Pixar movies.
You're not excited about Finding Dory?
I am. I just didn't know if you guys would want to talk about the animated movies that are coming out because
Why not?
Moana or Momona or something?
I don't know what you're talking
The
about
other
there.
Disney movie that's coming out.
Actually, there is an animated movie coming out this year that I'm really excited for, and it's from Leiakai Studios. I can't remember how to pronounce that, but they made this. They made Coraline. They made Paranormal and stuff like that.
I like Coraline.
Kubu and There's Two Strings is this movie coming out this year, and it looks incredibly good. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or seen it.
I don't know if I've seen the trailer, but I loved Coraline. I thought that movie was like it was creepy.
Yeah.
That movie was creepy.
Yeah.
And then Paranormal was pretty good.
Paranormal was not bad.
And then even
I think
Box,
that's on
and I
Netflix.
even thought Box Trolls had.
I haven't seen Box
had a
Trolls
good
yet,
ending
but
to it.
I like those types of movies. I actually really like
But
them.
this new
I love
movie,
them a lot.
Kubu and the Two Strings, coming out.
I'm gonna have to check that out
Incredibly good.
because I actually loved Coraline.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was gonna be like a kids movie.
Yeah.
Not really.
It's kind of creepy.
You're trying to like
when you
steal
get to the
people's
end, it's
eyes.
like,
No,
what's going
it
on
was
here?
like. But that movie was fantastic and looked great. But yeah, Finding Dory. I mean, Finding Nemo was a really big deal. And that's another bummer. Does that one really need a sequel?
No, but
Probably not. But you know how well that movie's gonna do.
yeah.
Like it's gonna do good regardless if it's crap or not.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna be ending up
I'm gonna go
seeing
see
it. So
I just didn't put.
I'm not gonna be there.
I think there was one more I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember which one. Maybe not. Let me find. No, Gambit comes out. I forgot about that one.
I didn't put it on here because
It
they said
comes out this year.
They said there was talks about it being delayed because production started late on it.
Okay, well then it might not. It might not. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was the last one I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it does come out this year, doesn't it?
Yeah, it comes out in November. I know it's not going to have Harry Potter in it,
Yeah.
And
I still think it's
going to
big
have the world of Harry Potter, and I think it's going to do well.
That's still going to be a big deal. And it's the first time the Wizarding World is coming to America.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. I mean, I think that movie's going to be pretty good, actually. It looks pretty
Eddie
pretty
Redmayne
cool.
in the title role.
Is that the movie you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moana is the movie. The Disney movie coming out this year.
I think those are the only ones that you didn't have on the list that...
Assassin's Creed, or you guys
just... a little bit.
I don't know. It's going to... I don't know. Michael Fassbender is attached to that movie.
That's the only reason...
What's that supposed to mean?
I like him.
No, I like Michael
Oh,
Fassbender.
you said that in a weird way.
No,
like,
it surprises me that he took on
a video game role?
This movie because of just the stigma that video game movies have of being bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they have been bad.
Yeah.
Agent 40.
No, I'm just saying I'm surprised that he took on a role like that because of the way video game movies are. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe this is
you think that Assassin's Creed is the one that's going to turn it around?
I think it's gonna be Assassin's Creed.
And Warcraft, you think it's going to be?
I don't think it's gonna be Warcraft.
Nah, I think Warcraft's going to be really bad.
I don't know, to be honest, Michael Fassbender doesn't really take on like many shitty roles. I think this might be the turnaround.
That's what I'm saying. He takes good roles, and he does well with them. Everything, he's one of those actors now that if he's in it,
I want to go see it.
I kind of want to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have a lot of those anymore, and he's one of them for me. That if he's in it, I'll want to check it out.
Yeah. I mean,
He seems very smart with the roles that he chooses.
yeah, and I guess the movie isn't taking anything from any particular game, and he's playing a brand new character, and it's just kind of taking the elements from the games where, like, you're this person and you go into the Animus and then you go back in time, but it has nothing to do with the game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a cool concept to use.
Yeah.
And just because it's called Assassin's Creed, it's not going to be like, it's going to be like they're going to use the story from the first Assassin's Creed, which was pretty god awful, anyways. Where you're trying to find the apple or whatever thing. It might not be anything like that.
I think that might be where video game movies will work, is if they just take like the idea and then form their own story around it, as opposed to like adapting the story's game to a movie.
Yeah, I think that's when it fits.
I mean, like, what are the best video game movies out there, like, that did well?
I mean, the Resident Evils did okay.
Yeah, but those
the newer ones are pretty bad.
I was thinking more like Prince of Persia. I thought was okay. I thought like the Tomb Raider movies were okay. Like they're fun action movies.
They were like
they're like dumb action movies.
Yeah, they were fun. Like I could watch those.
I mean, they're not great movies by any means, but they're like they're like female Indiana Jones, but not as good movies.
The first Hitman that came out with Timothy Oliphant, I actually thought it was not bad. I haven't seen the new one.
I can't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
This new one.
I haven't seen the new one, but I actually liked the one with him in it.
Yeah, he's a good actor too. Good. He's like the reason why I went and saw that movie.
Max Payne was another.
Max Payne was not good.
Yeah,
another video game movie.
Max Payne was awful.
What are you talking about?
Mark Wahlberg did that. Which is a shame because I loved Max Payne. That's one I loved that game series.
Yeah.
The first two. The third one was they tried to like make it too much action and like bullet time, but like the first two had like they were dark and messed up. Mm-hmm. I remember in the first one there's like a part of the game where you're in this black room and you're following these bloody footsteps while baby cries like in the background. Like that was like, and I still remember that to this day. Mm-hmm. And then in like the third one they just wanted to make it, and they do this with games.
Yeah, especially when they change hands though.
Yeah, I don't know if it.
Well,
it changed hands.
It did. Like Rockstar bought Max Payne from Remedy after they started out.
And then they just made it into more of a how many guys can you kill?
Yeah.
Which is fun and all, but that wasn't what Max Payne really was. Even though like they really first introduced bullet time, like slowing it down, like that was cool.
Yeah.
And then they just used it throughout the whole game in like the third one.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we kind of talked about all the movies, but the ones that like I'm most excited for, Deadpool obviously looks. I feel like Deadpool's either going to be really good or really bad. I don't think there's going to be any kind of like in between there.
I think it's going to be really good.
I think it's going to be really good, but I think like that movie will either be loved or hated. I don't think there's going to be any in between after it comes out. X-Men, every time a new X-Men movie's announced, I'm like afraid to say I'm excited for it because of what X3 did, because that movie was awful. But then when First Class came out, that was awesome. And then the Wolverine was pretty good, except for the whole Silver Samurai thing was kind of dumb. But I don't know. I want to be excited for it, but we'll see. Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad. I still don't know if that movie's gonna be good, man.
Which one?
Either of them. I think Suicide Squad is gonna be better than Batman v Superman. I'm gonna call it right now.
I don't know.
I think Suicide Squad's gonna be way better.
Batman v Superman looks really good. But sometimes it's hard to tell just based off the trailer.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm worried about. I don't know. I can't get over the whole Superman thing.
He doesn't like Superman.
I like Batman though, and I think Wonder Woman looks cool. Which I'm actually more interested in the Wonder Woman movie than the Batman v Superman movie.
I'm very excited for this movie.
Did you guys see that footage that they posted?
Yep. Captain America, I'm really excited for. Doctor Strange, I go see it. Ghostbusters, I have no interest in seeing Ghostbusters.
Really? At all? Were you big fans of
No, I didn't see the originals until probably 4 or 5 years ago.
It's messed up. That's really messed up.
Well, the second one's nothing to
nothing
to write home about.
The first one.
And I watched the real Ghostbusters animated show, so I was real into Ghostbusters.
And the whole thing where they're when they went to go make Ghostbusters 3, none of the original cast wanted anything to do with it except for Dan Aykroyd, and now they're all making some sort of cameo in this movie. That really irritates me. None of them wanted to do it until now they all want to do it.
Well,
Harold Ramis died, so they couldn't do it anyway.
Yeah. It doesn't really bother me that they want to make cameos in it. If you remember what Harrison Ford said about Star Wars a long time ago, and then you see how much he was in this movie.
Yeah, but it wasn't a cameo. He was Han Solo, and he was in the whole movie, not just
but after he
this.
trashed the character, and then I'll never do it again, and here he is.
Yeah.
So people say things, and after time, things change, and then maybe a role that you used to hate, you realize that that's what made you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Ghostbusters made Bill Murray or anything like that, but it was a big role for him.
Yeah.
He made that movie, I think.
Turtles, I'll go see just because it's Turtles, but I don't think it's going to be anything to write home about.
I do.
The new one, you think it's going to be awesome?
Yeah,
yes, I do.
I think it's going to be good. The only reason I think it's going to be good is just because the first one, it went through so many production problems that when it came to the end of it, it's kind of it felt rushed and generic because they had to change a bunch of things.
And it was still it wasn't the worst. The first one wasn't great by any means.
It's my third favorite.
I think the Turtles are the only good thing about them.
Right. There were some really, and I think this one, I think this is gonna be so much better, and it's gonna be really good. That's actually one of the movies I'm really excited to see on that list. Is the Turtles movie.
Yeah, I think Bebop and Rocksteady look awesome.
That's not. They look great.
And Shredder's actually not a giant robot.
And I'm pretty sure Krang's supposed to be in it.
Yeah.
So I hear. How are you gonna do that? I don't know.
The big body suit. You think he's gonna have the big man suit?
Isn't that Super Krang?
That'd be kind of cool to see in a movie. Honestly.
That would be awesome. How great would that be?
I would have much rather seen that than Robot Shredder in the last movie.
Robot Shredder was bad.
Spider-Man.
Robot Shredder was bad, but
I'm cautiously optimistic for Turtles. I think Megan Fox looks hot, and I think the movie looks good.
Yeah. She does, but do you like her as April?
Who else are you gonna get to play April? There's nothing.
Good actress.
There's probably a lot of people you can get to
To be honest, there's one person who stuck in my head whenever I thought of a good actress to play April O'Neil. That's Jessica Chastain. I think she could, even though she'd probably never take on the role, but I thought she'd be cool. She's an actual redhead. I feel like she could fit in the world.
I think there's a lot. They got Megan Fox because she's hot.
Yeah.
That's why they got her.
I'm surprised that they went after Megan Fox after the whole Transformers thing. But
yeah, that was a big debacle, wasn't it?
Yeah. But, see, Independence Day is the next movie on this list. I'm just
Oh yeah, Independence Day. I'm going.
Definitely no to Zoolander. I don't care about Zoolander. Star Trek Beyond. Still haven't seen Into Darkness.
Are you kidding me?
I know it's on
Are you
Netflix.
a big Star Trek fan?
Dude, I've only seen the reboot, the first reboot.
Well, then maybe that's one.
Like, I liked it. I thought it was really good. I just didn't go out of my way to see the second one. And I know it's on Netflix, and I know, like, I should watch it. I don't have anything against it. I thought the reboot was really good.
You should watch the old
It was
Star
kind of
Trek.
that thing where, like...
You don't like it either?
The old Star Trek movies and show is like, like if you get in the right mindset, you can enjoy it. But honestly, I wouldn't watch it all the time. I loved the 2009 and the 2013 Star Trek films.
Those are really. I mean, those are great. They did a great job with the reboot, and
yeah. It's. I think it did that thing where, like, you know how movie trailers tell you so much about the movie, and then that whole thing about Khan. He was like the main villain, but they tried to hide it, but they didn't hide it very well.
They didn't hide it very well.
Yeah, and then they, like, the reveal, I guess, in the movie wasn't very, like, dramatic or whatever. It was just kind of like, I'm Khan, and then, like...
we know!
So, like, that's kind of, like, what ruined the movie for me, I guess,
Yeah.
and I just didn't go see it, and then I never went out of my way to find it and
It's on Netflix.
watch it. Yeah, I know it is. It's in my queue, actually.
Okay, you should watch
I
it.
put it in a couple weeks ago. We were talking about it, and I put it in my Netflix queue to watch
I like
it.
Star Trek, and I think they did a great job with the reboot, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it.
And then Rogue One. I was excited for Rogue One before we saw Episode 7, but now all I want is Episode 8,
That's what
and
I'm
I
saying.
don't know how.
I'll see it because it's Star Wars, but
Yeah.
like the whole time you're sitting there like, man, I wish Luke was in this.
Yeah.
Because I want him to say something. Just say one damn thing, Luke.
Yeah, but, I mean, we read something earlier today that was like, it's going to be a more violent, more active Vader, like, slaughterhousing people with the Force and his lightsaber. So, like, that might be interesting. Maybe. I don't know. But,
I'll see it.
yeah, I mean, I'm going to see it.
I think after a trailer, I can make a real judgment. Right now, it's like, I want to see it because of Star Wars and also because of the actors that are in it. Other than that, it's like I'm not like amped to see it.
I'm not gonna go see it like. It's not gonna be like Star Wars.
It's not going to be like Episode
It's not like
7.
where I was like, we gotta go.
And it's not going to be like Episode 8
go.
where we're all standing in line again to go see it.
Yeah, it's not gonna
I'll
be
see it
anything
when
like
I
that.
see it.
I'll see it when I see it.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, Captain America, Turtles, and Deadpool are kind of like the ones I'm most excited to see this year.
It's a pretty good list.
Yeah. Either way, it's a good year for every comic book.
That's what I'm saying. It's a great time to be like a nerd. Apparently.
Yeah.
If you see like the kind of stuff, like the movies that they're coming out with now and the games and everything,
Yeah. I couldn't imagine.
It's a good time to be
10
into
years
this
ago,
stuff.
all this stuff is coming out. Like 10, 15 years ago, all this coming out at one time. Like I couldn't even think about it when we were in high school or out of high school.
Yeah, that makes sense. And they did have.
I mean, X-Men was out and Spider-Man was a big deal, but
Spider-Man was a big deal. Yeah.
even though you go back and watch those movies, I think they're all kind of bad except for Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 is probably the best.
Spider-Man 1 was kind of like...
The third one was probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
You didn't like Dark Peter Parker dancing, jazz dancing?
No, I didn't. I didn't like Topher Grace.
All they did was give him like eye makeup and made his hair go down over his face, and he was like snapping his fingers, dancing all around.
I think there's worse Marvel movies than that. Like I think Ghost Rider 2 is pretty awful.
I don't even count that
Yeah,
as a movie.
and like the
That
first
doesn't even count as a movie.
Nicolas Cage doesn't get to be a
First Ghost Rider is
superhero.
even still pretty bad.
Those don't count. Those movies don't even count.
Daredevil's not even.
Oh, I forgot about Daredevil. Daredevil was pretty bad.
Yeah, and then
Electra
Electra was
movie,
really bad.
Never saw-
Blade 3.
I didn't
God.
I didn't see Electra. I didn't see the second Ghost Rider.
I thought Blade 1 and 2 were really good, though.
I liked
I
Blade.
thought Blade 2 was a good one.
I like Blade 1 and 2. Blade 3 was bad.
Blade 3 was
So Ryan Reynolds has a really bad track record right now.
I know.
Okay, so
He's like the best actor in the worst movies. That's like his thing, where he's like everybody wants to see him in something good, and he hasn't like really been in something good yet.
Deadpool could be his movie.
I think Deadpool's gonna be his movie.
Remember when Green Lantern was going to be the movie that made him shine?
I never liked him being Green Lantern in the first place.
I
didn't want him to be Green
That was a bad
Lantern.
call. Because that's like... Ryan Reynolds is like... He's like a Deadpool. Like, that's his character, like not his character, that's like his
sarcastic
personality.
and,
He's a
like,
very sarcastic, funny guy. Like as Green Lantern, like I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be like casting him as Batman, and he's cracking jokes as he's fighting the Joker. Like that just wouldn't work. that wouldn't be funny.
It's kind of funny to think about right now.
It would be kind of funny.
Like if they did like a Saturday Night Live spoof of him being Batman, that'd be kind of funny.
That's like him being Green. It was bad. It was just really bad.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man 3 is one of the worst movies ever.
Yeah.
In my opinion. It's
so bad. Is Spider-Man 3 worse than The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
I didn't see The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I didn't either because I heard it was so bad.
I saw the first one. It was like the first Amazing Spider-Man. I was like, this isn't terrible.
It's okay.
I don't like Spider-Man though. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know some people love him.
I thought Andrew Garfield did well as
he
Peter
was
Parker,
great
but-
as Peter Parker.
Yeah, he did good.
But
He was better than
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Honestly,
I do not.
I really
Stone
do
was
think
kinda
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is actually worse than Spider-Man
Wow, that's bad.
2. Spider-Man 3 was just like it's like everything was crammed into one movie. Amazing Spider-Man 2 felt like they were so excited on what they were doing next that this movie felt like just a mess. They're like, hey, Sinister 6 is coming next, so let's set it all up right now instead of doing an actual good movie.
Yeah, see, I don't like when they do stuff like that. Like, I feel like that's
A lot of
how
really dumb
I feel like that's how
dialogue.
Marvel's been doing it the last like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, like, okay, we have to have this movie. We have to make this movie so that we could make this movie.
And that's why I thought Ant-Man was really good because it didn't really, it didn't really tie into anything else, and that's why Guardians of the Galaxy stands out, is because it really
it had its
doesn't.
own story.
Yeah,
and they could focus
like,
on that.
Outside of Thanos, it really doesn't tie into anything else. So like that's why I mean
it definitely had its tie-ins.
Yeah, I mean like they weren't like preparing for another movie after.
No.
It wasn't like
That's why
Age of Ultron setting up.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm a little like worried for that, like because they're gonna start trying to tie that in, and that worries me because that movie was one of my favorite movies when they came out 2 years ago.
I remember hearing way back when about that after credit scene that was gonna happen with Iron Man flying out into space and like meeting up.
And it was Howard the Duck?
Yeah. No, like that.
Oh,
they were supposed to
Guardians. Like
there was some rumored Guardians of the Galaxy after credit scene where it was going to be Iron Man in a fucking spacesuit flying out to space, and he runs into one of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and that was going to be what was going to happen.
yeah, and it ended up being Howard the Duck.
Yeah, which is good because I thought
that was hilarious.
that'd be a cool movie, honestly.
I thought that was hilarious. That like everyone had all these ideas what it was going to be, and then it was him.
Yeah. So I remember hearing that like right before the movie came out, or like maybe the week the movie came out. Like Howard the Duck was in the end credit scene and made no sense whatsoever for the rest of the Marvel universe, and I just thought it was fun.
That's why it's fun. But I think that's pretty much it for the movies. I mean, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good year, but it could also be a very disappointing year.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah,
Let's hope it's
because 2015 was kind of a bummer.
2015 was a bummer. It was not a great. I mean, Star Wars kind of saved it for me at the end of the year, but I mean, throughout the year, like.
I mean, I think the only 2 movies I really enjoyed were Jurassic World and Star Wars.
Yeah, I think I only went and saw 2 movies. I know you said you didn't like it.
Jurassic World, I didn't like it at all.
I liked it.
I thought it was bad.
That seems to be the thing, though.
And I was excited for Pan and Fantastic Four, and they were both horrible.
See, I knew right away Fantastic Four was going to be awful.
Well, like I thought maybe like the actors they got, like I like all the actors in the movie.
I had faith in them.
And then like they started saying like there's all these issues, and then all this stuff started coming out.
That one doesn't surprise me that one's bad. I actually like Jurassic World.
Yeah, I did too.
There are some things about it that.
And then Age of Ultron was bad too.
Oh, man,
so
that one's probably the most disappointing.
And then Ant-Man, for me, it's like I didn't love it, but it's just like I was hoping for a better movie. That's all.
God, the villains though in the Marvel movies are what are killing it.
See, I love
Corey
Stoll, the actor. He's
Yeah,
great
so
in
do I.
House of Cards, and
he was fantastic in House of Cards.
Good in The Strain, even though I don't love that show. But I just
The Strain is
hoping. I was like really into the first 3 episodes, and after that.
It was a great idea until you see the main vampire guy, and then you're like, really?
His mouth is like.
Yeah, and his giant finger hands, and
he looks cool in the first episode when you don't see his
when
face.
you don't see him,
Like
and then when you do see him, you're like, oh my god, really? But yeah, that guy's a great actor. So, but yeah, the villains are a little weak.
Yeah, they're just all throwaway ever since
Like
DC
has
the only one that has
really good villains. Marvel has really good heroes. shame, you could, you know,
Like
that would be sweet.
like the only
So
villain that
you're
hasn't
saying
been
you like Zod?
I do not like Sonic.
Why do you say that? I'm confused now.
Like Joker.
Okay.
I mean,
most of the Batman villains, like Joker, Harley, Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, those are all cool villains.
I mean, yeah, basically you're looking at, because I'm not really crazy about any
Like Superman villains are
villains,
weak,
but
Lex is okay.
like,
Lex, Darkseid.
who, like, you know, you look, oh yeah, Darkseid. I mean,
Bizarro, kind of.
but then you look at Marvel, like, who's Marvel's, it's, what, Thanos.
Yeah, I never even heard of
Doctor
Thanos
Doom,
though.
if it could be done right in the movie for once.
Doctor Doom should be one of the best. He should
But
be.
they don't have the rights to him, so like that's why
Oh,
Thanos
yeah,
is.
that's right.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm just, you know, DC does have better villains.
Ultron should
Loki
have
was
been.
like
I
Loki
agree.
is the only villain that was like not a throwaway villain in these movies.
I'm just thinking about Age of Ultron. It's like, god damn it.
It's
that
worth
was
listening out, isn't it?
such a bummer because the trailers made Ultron look like he was gonna be so good, and then he's like sarcastic and.
Yeah, it was so annoying that he was such a sarcastic villain. I was just
I mean, yeah, he did have a couple clever lines, but overall, it's like, god damn,
Yeah,
dude.
I didn't like Ultron. He should have been a lot better, but yeah, no, I do not like Zod.
I should actually.
I like Michael Shannon, so that in turn, I like his portrayal of Zod. That's just me, though.
I need to
I
go
still
back
need
and watch.
Zod.
I still need to go back and watch Man of Steel. I guess I missed something because a lot of people I've been talking to lately really like that movie, and like
I
it was
think it's just a movie that demands multiple viewings.
it was
that's all.
okay, but like it was better than Superman Returns. But like
I like Superman Returns.
I don't know. I'm glad Brandon Routh got a second chance at the DC universe, even though Adam's kind of a dumb character. But
Not in the comics.
I mean,
In that show.
the CW Arrowverse. But anything else you guys want to hit on before we get out of here? All right. Thanks for watching the DNA podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment below and let us know how we're doing. If you want our show on the go, please head over to iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and the Xbox Store and download the MP3. Like the Digital Nerd Advocates on Facebook. Join our awesome community group. Follow us on Twitter at the DNA Network, and check out our Redbubble store and buy some cool stuff. That's where this shirt's from. Oh, I'm not wearing it. I thought I was wearing it. It's been a long day. I was wearing it earlier for something.
Yeah, I remember what clothes you have on.
I know. It's been a long day. Thank you so much for watching. You can find all of our content on digitalnerdadvocates.com. And until next week, we're out.